Hello everybody and welcome back to our little tarot corner. I'm Allie from Totero with a very exciting new video for you today. I have a couple decks to show you and I'm very excited. One is the revamp of an already existing deck, a beloved favorite, and the other is a completely brand new deck. So let's start off by talking about the deck that started it all. The reason why we're here, the OG. A deck that you've seen multiple times here, and that is the Chicken Transitions Oracle. This oracle was created by my friend Shawnee over at the Empathetic Chicken, and it has proven to be one of my absolute favorite oracle decks. It is a perfect, I would say pretty close to, if not for sure, standard size deck. And it's got incredible artwork that Shawnee has drawn and created. And this is the original version of the deck, and being so, Shawnee was kind of new to the creation aspect of a deck. So when it was formatted, she was kind of unable to get the artwork to stretch to the borders of the card. So they ended up with two borders, kind of the black border and the orange border all around, as you can see. Now, that doesn't stop me from using this deck. I love it. It is a perfect little 30 card deck that is so smart and fun and clever and warm and just all the good things. So, I love the deck. But, oh, well, I should say too, it also comes with a little white book that is the size of the deck, and it also came with one of her chicken feathers. So, I thought that was an adorable little touch. Anyway, all that to say, she is revamping the Chicken Transitions Oracle. And she asked me if she could send me prototypes of the new version of the Oracle, as well as her new deck. And I couldn't say yes fast enough. So, we will start by talking about the new version of the Chicken Transitions Oracle. Mine, as I said, was a prototype, so I just received the cards shrink wrapped, but I had this little black bag that I've been keeping it in. We'll get into production things later with the decks too. But to start with, this deck is much bigger. You can see if we hold one from the original, it is quite a bit wider and a little bit taller, but it's definitely more oracle size, which feels nice in hand. I like a big oracle card. Now, the very exciting part about this deck, it is borderless. Oh, I'm so excited. I am thrilled that we get to see Shawnee's art completely blown out to the edges. I love that there are no borders in this one. I love that the cards are bigger so you can see the artwork even that much better. In addition to them just being borderless, it just makes for all the things. Like, look at that. Look at that card. How can you not love that? It's impossible. This deck is just so incredible. And I like, oh, come on, look at this pink. Yeah, it's great. It's great, and I'm so excited. So, that is going to be the updated version of the Chicken Transitions Oracle. Now, I should mention, I guess we'll go ahead and get into a little bit of production stuff here. Both of these decks, the new Chicken Transitions and the new Oracle deck, will be launching on Kickstarter together. Shawnee didn't give me an exact date in August, but it will be in August, so it's next month. And so you'll be able to support her and buy them there. This deck will be coming in a 2-part rigid box. She sent me some mock-ups of the box lid with the art and stuff, but I'm not going to share that here. I will link her information below with her YouTube and her Instagram, all that fun stuff, so that you guys can check out the Kickstarter. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. The guidebook with this deck as well, it will be essentially the same guidebook that comes with the original, but it will be resized to still be the same size as the cards. So it's going to have a book that's bigger to match the cards, and it will still go in the box. So unfortunately, I do believe that we will not see any more of the chicken feed bags, which are my favorite. I mean, she hand sewed them and then hand sewed some fabric onto the flaps and on the inside of the bag. Like, how, I thought that that was the sweetest touch. This whole thing, Shawnee herself is just a pure gift and such a nice person. And I can't wait to support all of these beautiful decks. So I'm babbling, forgive me. I'm just that excited. Okay, so I think that that covers everything about the Chicken Transitions Oracle, the new upgraded version, 2.0, if you will. I don't know if she still has any remaining stock of her current decks right now in her shop. Again, I'll have her linked below. You can go and check it out. She was actually kind enough to send me, along with the other 2 prototypes, a second copy of the original size. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to modify my second one. This isn't a good picture to show. I think what I'm going to do is chop both the borders off. So I think I'm going to make it just towards the artwork. So it'll essentially make it a mini deck, which will mean that I have a mini deck, the original tarot size, and the large oracle size. So basically I'm winning, right? I think so. Yeah. Okay. So the second deck. This is a brand new deck, and it is so cool. I just love the way that Shawnee thinks. I like the way that she talks about, you know, the human mind, I guess, the way that we interact with the world around us. I just think she has a fascinating outlook, and I love all of her decks. I think that they're extremely intelligent and meaningful tools. So if you can't tell, I'm a fangirl. The new deck is called an Alternate Reality Oracle. Now, again, mine is only a prototype, so the guidebook that comes with the deck will be nicer than this. This is just some copy paper that she printed out for me and stapled to send it. I will say this guidebook is actually sort of not a guidebook, meaning there really are no card meanings in this deck, or in the book. It gives the background, it has an introduction, how she created the deck, how she came about creating it, why she created it, what its purpose is, and then there is how to use the deck, and then there's a little section in the back all about Shawnee, which I love. I love that we get some detail about the creator of the deck. I think that's really, really neat. So essentially, this gives you a glimpse into her mind and how she went about creating this deck and why, where she was at in her own headspace when she created it. And I think that's really cool, but all that to say, again, more rambling, but yeah, the guidebook is not a here's card number 42 and here's what it means kind of guidebook, so just be aware. So, can I finally show you the deck now? My goodness. So this is a square deck. It is an adorable size. These are the card backs. It has this beautiful, funky, bright, beautiful brain drawn on the back. My nurse heart just explodes at that. And speaking of hearts, the front of the cards, they all have the same background art, which is this really cool anatomical heart. And then the phrases on the cards change with each one. That's the only difference on the cards. It is a 111 card deck, so it is a chunky monkey, but it shuffles. I have small hands and it all fits in my hand just fine. So I would say, actually, well, let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit wider than the Oracle, so probably a little bit wider than tarot size, obviously shorter. So kind of chunky little square, but it's comfortable to hold. The cardstock on both of these is really soft and buttery as well, so they're really easy to shuffle and comfortable, and I love them. Now, being that this card is a 111 card deck, I'm not going to read all of them to you simply because A, I don't think we want to sit here for that long, and B, why should I tell you every card and keep you from experiencing it for yourself, again, if you decide to back the Kickstarter, which you totally should. Her information will be below. Now, Again, as I just said a couple minutes ago, I love the way Shawnee's mind works. I love the way that she is able to summarize and kind of interpret when she pulls cards, and just the way that her brain flows. I feel like I'm pretty similar. So I definitely understand what she was going for here with this deck. Now, so some of these cards are, I guess you could say, more positive, kind of like affirmations, and some of them kind of give you something to think about, right? They kind of go a little bit deeper and have you look a little bit more into yourself to examine things that you might not be paying attention to. All incredibly valuable, in my opinion, so I love it. But let's, again, just shush Allie and show the cards. And I didn't even look at it before I showed you, and now it's backwards in my screen. You read it, but you hold the key to your own cell. I can stop the video right there. Like, that's all you need. How incredible is that? And then we have feelings aren't shameful. That's an important one. How about reality is flexible? Ooh. You have to live with you. Choose a better self-fulfilling prophecy. Lean into the paradox. I find these fascinating. Ooh. Where have you denied yourself? If a door isn't opening, check your approach. Let go and flow. Have compassion. Beliefs shape reality. I love this one. We're all just people. Sometimes it's really easy to forget that, right? When we go through our day-to-day lives and we have stressors and stressful situations that arise, it's easy to say, well, why did they have to be that way? Like, why couldn't they just, what is their problem, you know? And we're just human, you know? We're all here. This is something I've heard before, but it always really resonates. It's fear is false evidence appearing real. Has the search for a solution become the problem? Choose wisely. These are great cards to give you something to think about too in your day, whether it's pulling one in the morning or pulling one when you have a quiet moment or pulling one at the end of your day to kind of reflect. I think they're valuable for any occasion like that. Anytime that you just need something to kind of get you out of your head or get you into yourself, you know? Stay the course. Don't be your own worst enemy. I feel like she made this for me, honestly, because I do that. Keep showing up. Resistance is a guide. Okay, this next one, it always makes me kind of teary when I read it, because it's kind of crazy to think about. Become the person you needed. Yeah. Moment of silence for that one, right? Love anyway. Don't be a stranger to yourself. Ooh. Dare to deviate. So you can see, like, this deck is just pure magic. Pure magic. It's so, so good. Release conditions and expectations. Find purpose in pain. Ooh. Exist on your own terms. Get out of your head. Again, I think all of us can really apply these cards. So, I'm actually going to stop there because, again, so many good things in this deck. Actually, I'll give you one more. Reacting recreates. So, yeah. You can see what I mean, right? It gives you things to think about. It gives you a way to see things from a different perspective. And actually, I will now kind of show you a little bit of the guidebook. Let's see. So, it says, an alternate reality oracle is a 111 card oracle deck created to assist us in reshaping our realities by reshaping our minds. It is a deck about self-acceptance and giving ourselves permission to show up authentically. The personal autonomy and power to choose for ourselves what our experience will be, despite any perceived limitations. How amazing is that? It's about understanding that every thought is a potential reality that we can consciously choose to step in or out of, if we're only willing to take responsibility for what we're creating. Yeah. Y'all need to back this deck on Kickstarter. It needs to see the light of day. It needs to exist. It needs to be out there. So, I really hope that you enjoyed the look of that, and the look into that with me. Again, something about just the colors on it, it's just like glorious cyberpunk meets, the heart and the head, heart and mind. Which I know that I showed the art, and I've looked at this deck so many times, because I've had this a little bit, but I kind of wanted to break it in before sharing it, so I could have my own opinions on it, but it is that creation. The heart and the mind can exist together, and they do exist together. And this deck kind of can be a bridge between the two sometimes, which is really, really just special. And I've actually found it very useful for using readings where I'm trying to get clarity on something, where I'm trying to, again, either get out of my own head or to get deeper into my heart. Whether I need a little bit more of one or the other, this deck always shows up, and it always tells me what I need to know and how I need to go about thinking about things, even if it's just a simple reminder, like, hey, have compassion. Like, be compassionate, show care in this situation. If it's a reading about a stressful day at work or whatever, and you see be compassion, your first reaction may be, why? Like, I am the victim here. But in reality, again, just like the particular card in here said, we're all just people. So, she's done it again. She's blown my mind, and it's so good. So, again, I will have all the information for these linked below, and I really hope that you check it out. Give her a follow. Give her a look. She posts some readings online. She posts videos here on YouTube where she reads with her decks and with other oracle decks, and she's just phenomenal. So, production stuff on this. So again, I kind of touched on the guidebook. It'll be better bound. I'm assuming it'll probably be about the same size, same size as the cards. So something close to that. And the box for the deck, I think this one is going to be, she said it's going to be like a drop-in box with a lid on top. So kind of more like the Los Scarabeo decks, how they're boxes with, lids like that. So that is what we have to look forward to for this deck. And yeah, I think that is all that I really have to say about these decks, other than repeating myself again and just thanking Shawnee so much for sending me these and allowing me the opportunity to see them and have them and bond with them and help show you guys so that you can incorporate them into your own practices. Thank you for spending time with me, and until next time, bye.